Hello and welcome to Rated G for Grok. I'm Grok. Today we'll be discussing the new Fallout show directed by Jonathan Nolan and starring Ella Purnell. You may be asking yourself, who is she? Is she qualified? Can she speak on this? No. Now my qualifications are as follows. Watches a lot of movies, loves Fallout. So if that's not enough for you, that makes sense. So the show is set in the Fallout universe in the year 2296, which is actually 9 years after Fallout 4. Now the Fallout universe, if you already know, great. If you don't, watch the show. I'll give you a little shortcut. World War III, 2077, lots of bombs fell. Oh no, everyone died. World is unlivable. Or is it? The show follows Lucy, a vault dweller. If you're not familiar, vaults are basically small underground communities that lived through the nuclear fallout in these man-made vaults deep underground. They're extremely privileged. They don't have to see what turmoil and craziness goes out on the outside world, and they live in their little hole in the ground and everything's fine. Now, our main character is Lucy, an innocent vault dweller, unaware of what's going on in the world outside of her vault, which she will have to encounter. She has to leave to go rescue her dad. Long story. I'm not going to tell you about it. However, when she gets out there, she gets to see examples of all the different factions that are very well known and loved in Fallout. If you have not seen the show, you absolutely should. If you're a fan of Fallout, it is a must-see. I have loved Fallout since I was a kid, and this show is amazing. It's so true to it. I know people have been arguing about bits and details here. I was obsessed with it as someone who's just allowed to enjoy things, which I should encourage you to do. The show is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a little short overview about what I think about specifics and why I think you should watch it. The only way I can do that, the only way I can think of, is of course the Paul system. That's right. Plot, acting, uniqueness, and likability. We'll go ahead and start with plot. Now the plot was absolutely amazing. It was so amazing to see everything come to life. I watched this with someone who had never played any of the Fallout games, wasn't aware of the Fallout universe. They were able to keep up. They said it made sense. They loved the characters. They loved learning about the different factions. Overall, I think for everybody, Fallout fan or not, it was fun and you learned to love the characters. One thing I really like when it comes to plots is if it makes sense, if it's logical, not just from a storytelling perspective, but from is this how human beings act? And this story is very whimsical. It's very similar to the humor of The Boys. And a few other TV shows have done something similar where it's kind of fantastical. And I love that. It's very comic book. It's very video game. But even then, the characters have a sense of logic and they stick true to their character that they're portraying. We'll go ahead and go right straight to acting. We're going straight to acting. The acting in this is truly fantastic. So people have started to see that in Fallout, you can be a good guy, a bad guy, a neutral guy. There's all different ways to pick your playthrough. It's not a one-choose-all kind of situation. And you kind of see that with the characters. The main character, Lucy, she's definitely more innocent, kind-hearted, kind of the good character. Whereas the ghoul is kind of the bad character. Ooh, he's so bad. You also run into Maximus, who's kind of more of a neutral player. He kind of goes with whatever side he feels, and it's kind of, you're not really sure about his true motives. There was a multitude of characters. Besides the main plot, there are multiple subplots where you get to fall in love with a multitude of characters, and every single one of them portrayed that character extremely well. Overall, like I said, acting was great. Moving on. Uniqueness. So the thing about Fallout is a lot of it's been done. We had missing dad. We had missing son. We had someone shot me in the head. I kind of like that it stuck to the trope of we have to leave the vault to go find someone. That was a very interesting idea. Now what they've done that was different, besides obviously running into familiar factions, they explored what happened before the vault, which we've got to see a little bit about that through lore in the game, but we've never got to see it with our own eyes. And there were a multitude of secrets that were revealed through the show. One of the biggest being a confirmation of who actually dropped the bombs, who started this whole ordeal, which I won't tell. It's a secret. You gotta watch the show, but I was flabbergasted. The uniqueness of the show in general was something that was simply amazing to experience. As someone who, like I said, loves Fallout, walking through the wasteland and seeing someone else do it are two very different things. Seeing someone actually interact like a human would, and seeing two characters from different factions, how they would interact. Just a lot of hypotheticals were answered, and it was... I ate that up. Finally, likability. I was simply enthralled. I think this is now in my top 5 shows. I think that this could be the next contender with Game of Thrones. In the way that you didn't have to read the books to watch the show, you don't have to play the games to watch the show. The person I watched it with had never played a Fallout game. They didn't know anything about the Fallout universe, and they were absolutely in love with the show. It made them want to play the Fallout games, and I've seen a lot of other reactions like that on the internet. And as someone who has played the games and is a little Fallout nerd, I was chomping at the bit, banging on things on the... going feral. Go watch the show. It's really fun. It's a good show. Go watch it. Oh, rating. Plot, 5 out of 5. Yeah. Acting, 4.8 out of 5. Uniqueness, 5 out of 5. Likabilitude, 6 out of 5. I don't care. Whatever.